Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Todd Bowen from sittingposture.com. Welcome to today's video, Computer Posture Mistakes and Fixes, episode 25. Here's one of my favorite pictures to talk about. We're going to talk about sitting today, sitting at a computer. We're not going to talk about any standing posture at a computer today. Look at the upper back, how it slouches forward. This is known as kyphosis. I don't like to get too medical on here, but this upper back slouching forward, what that does is it overextends a lot of these vertebrae in the upper back, in the thoracic area. And when it overextends them on the back side, it compresses them on the front sides. We'll go over another slide here in a few minutes and take a better look at those discs and vertebrae in the spine. But for right now, we just want to take a little bit of time to look and see how this guy's not taking advantage of his back support, how he's leaning forward, putting all that pressure of his head and his upper body mainly on this area here. And he does have a little bit of a lumbar curve right there, but there's also a lot of strain and overuse going on there as well. So we look at the next picture where he's got a much more neutral spine. This shows he's taking advantage of the back support, which is good. We don't need to lay into that back support 100% with the weight of our torso, but just take a little bit off, take a little bit of the gravity off, and use it as a guide to keep those natural curves in the spine, especially when we're sitting for long periods of time. Because even if we have good posture, if we're sitting in that exact same position for 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, or 2,000 hours a year, which is what full-time hours are, it can still be a very bad thing for repetitive strain and overuse, even if we do have good posture. So I like this picture a lot because of the natural curvature of the spine. It's got that lumbar curve in the lower back, goes up into the thoracic, how it slightly curves in the opposite direction, and then in the cervical spine and the neck is where it curves a little bit more forward and then goes straight up. So here's a little better look at the spine. Or an example of a spine. You can see all these bright yellow discs in there. So what happens, this is the back of the spine, and this is the front. The left side is the back. So when we slouch forward, the back side gets overextended, and these discs can start to tear or rip or pull away, while the discs on the front of the spine start to get crushed because there's an imbalance there. You can tell. Well, you can't really tell. It's hard to tell in this photo, but all these discs, when the spine is neutral, they have the same distance, about the same distance between each vertebrae, from the front of the spine and the back of the spine. It's about even. But once we slouch forward, the distance between vertebrae and the back gets a lot higher, and the distance between vertebrae and the front of the spine gets lower. So that causes spinal disc degeneration as well as many other issues. And here's one picture I like to use a lot. This is the last picture of the day. This is just a quick video. This guy, again, not taking advantage of the back support on the left side. You can tell he's got that kyphosis, that rounding of the upper back. His head is way forward in front of his torso, so his neck is taking a ton of that weight. A ton of that gravity is put onto his neck muscles. Let's see, what else is he doing wrong? He's got his feet. His feet are not flat on the floor. I used to sit like this for a long time, and I know you guys have probably heard me say this before. I say this on many videos. Sorry for being a broken record. But in order to pull his feet underneath his body like that, whether it's stress or his chair's too low, regardless of what is causing it, his hamstrings are contracting all day long and all week long, 40 hours a week, in order to pull his feet under like that. What that does is that compresses the hamstrings too much and overextends the quads too much. Also overextends the knee, the front of the knee, and compresses the back of the knee, which, all this stuff is connected going into the lower leg. Look, the ankles are in a terrible position here, so they're being overused. They're being compressed on the forward side and overextended on the back side. It just creates a ton of muscle confusion, repetitive strain, and overuse all throughout the leg and even into the back, because all this stuff is connected. The hamstrings are right there next to the glutes. If the glutes are weak or tight, that's going to cause issues in the lower back. Let's take a picture of a look at the picture on the right. This guy is taking advantage of his back support. He's got his elbows slightly above the desk. That's one thing I forgot to mention on the picture on the left. Notice how his elbows are below the desk. I used to sit like this for a long time too, and that caused a lot of issues. So just like the hamstring being contracted all the time to pull the feet under his body, in order to lift these hands up onto the keyboard and mouse, he's got to contract this bicep and then hold it in that contracted position all week long, basically, if it's a full-time computer user that sits. So on the picture on the right, notice he's using the armrest, but his elbows, as far as the height in relation to the desk, they're slightly above the desk, which is where I always try to keep mine, so that that forearm is parallel to the ground. I actually like my forearm to be a little bit at a downward angle to touch the keyboard and the mouse. And one other thing he's doing right over here in the picture on the right is his feet are flat on the floor, so those hamstrings are relaxed, those quads are not overextended. That knee is in a decent neutral position, about as decent as it can be for sitting at a computer for long periods of time. We're not really meant to sit. And that ankle is also in a neutral position. So that's it for today's video, Computer Posture Mistakes and Fixes, episode 25. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you've made it this far, congratulations. You're taking a big step forward in improving the quality of your life and your computer posture. And that is definitely something to be afraid of, to be proud of, excuse me. But anyway, sign up for free email updates if you want. That's the best way to keep up with my content. I only send out one email a week. It's called Computer Posture Weekly, is the name of my newsletter. You can sign up for that at sittingposture.com/newsletter. It's just one email a week on Fridays. I don't sell email addresses. I don't spam a lot, just one email. And what I include in that email is a link to the website. I linked to the article that I wrote for my website that week, as well as 2 links to the YouTube videos that I posted to my YouTube channel that week. So the best way to keep up with me is to sign up for my email newsletter, Computer Posture Weekly. And that's it for today. This is Todd Bowen from sittingposture.com. Thanks for watching, guys. Like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe if you want to see my videos in your feed more often, and always share. Always feel free to share with a friend or family member who sits or stands at a computer for long periods of time. And I appreciate you guys helping me spread my message. This is Todd Bowen. Y'all have a good day. Take care.